Hey everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter. This is Tyler, Trent, and Trey. As the college basketball season starts to wind down here, we put a couple polls out this week as we kind of look at some things. And it is opening day of the MLB. Welcome Trent, welcome Trey.
How you guys doing today?
It put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
That's right. That's right.
So hey, we're gonna start off with some college basketball discussion here. We'll look at this past weekend, some of the craziness and the madness itself, as we really kind of lead out of March Madness and into I guess April Madness. Is that a thing?
Oh, sad news.
I know.
Sad news.
So what we'll do here, just to kind of start off with the NIT tournament here, we did put out a poll. To see who everybody kind of thought would win the NIT. You know, between all of our polls, we had about 80 people vote into it total. But overall, people thought that that UAB was going to be the NIT champion with 71% the people. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I would agree with them until I started watching this game tonight. I think that the one man show of Jelly Walker, who's extremely fun to watch, I think it's catching up with UAB. North Texas has proven to be the better all around team.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, a good guard and a good solid roster in general, but a good guard can get you far in these tournaments. But I mean, when it all comes down to it, after some pretty tough games, a lot of overtime games, and the CBI and the NIT, I think the just top to bottom stronger rosters are the ones that come out on top.
You just held a Power 5 conference, some would say bubble team, scoreless for over 9 minutes in a basketball game.
9 minutes and 18 seconds.
So the mean green, they can defend. And it's showing. I mean, the defense might just bring them home a championship tonight at halftime, being up 10. So I was on, I'm not that I'm fading our poll voters, but I didn't care what the results was. I was on North Texas the whole way through.
Yeah.
Points and money line, boys. Points and money line tonight.
I mean, I do think, the line itself being at, what was it, 2.5, I think was what we put out was kind of a very bland line when you think about it. And I mean, watching, like you had mentioned, a game that I've actually seen in my nightmares the last couple of nights against Wisconsin. That was very discouraging for me. Being a guy that was all on Wisconsin, I actually put a championship bet for them to actually win the NIT after I watched them play their first game in the NIT. And to put on a performance in the first half and then literally actually, I think did they all get on the bus before the second half or not? Because, 13 points.
Oh, my gosh.
Very disappointing. Not just for our loss in our bet, but also for the over in our bet, which was very frustrating. So, yeah. That's kind of how I feel. But, yeah, I like the North Texas numbers in terms of the spread. I didn't have money line like you, Trent, but I did kind of like North Texas, and that's just kind of me saying, all right, well, if you beat the team that I was pulling for, then, that's where I'm going. But
right.
Moving along out of the NIT into the rest of March Madness here. Obviously, a very exciting past weekend here with the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16 taking place. Now we're leading into the Final Four this Saturday night. We got some very interesting matchups with a number 9 seed, Florida Atlantic, going against San Diego State as a number 5 seed. And then a number 5 seed, Miami, going against a number 4 seed, UConn. The first time in, I think it was history, right? They said that not a 1, 2, or a 3 seed actually is in the Final Four.
Yeah.
I'm actually thrilled that Florida Atlantic and San Diego State actually have to play against each other, just because that does mean that one of those teams who's kind of an unsung hero, in terms of March Madness is going to be in the finals.
Yeah,
I agree. I think there's going to also be people out there that are going to be critical of that, saying, this semifinal game between Miami and Miami and UConn should be the national championship, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I enjoy seeing that one of these teams are going to get in.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable. Besides just not seeing any one seeds the way it was.
Yeah.
I believe that was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that was even for the Elite Eight with the one seeds. Did you say?
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
That was the tweet put out. Yeah.
But even the fact that even none of the teams that were in the top 10 rankings by the end of the year being there.
Yeah.
Like
that's nuts.
In the Final Four, at least. I'm not sure about the Elite Eight because I think Texas might have been in the top 10.
Yep.
But still, I mean, it's just, we went from last year having a Final Four of almost all blue bloods because I don't think I consider Villanova blue blood.
Some people do.
Ooh, we still never settled that. So
we'll get into that.
Well, but now we have just we got Miami with probably what seems to be one of the nicest guys ever, Jim Larinaga.
Yeah. I completely forgot he coached George Mason to the final. Like, it didn't hit me.
Tyler.
Like it hit me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot about that."
So can I bring something up here? They also knocked off the number 1 seed UConn that year.
Right.
I remember being ready for this for our uncle's birthday at the Macaroni Grill, waiting to be seated, standing there watching that game happen on the TV screen. So. That's how vivid that stays in my mind, seeing that run.
That's awesome.
You know what I remember is the olive oil and bread that they serve you at the Macaroni Grill.
I thought you'd be too busy drawing with crayons on the table. No.
Yeah, that's right. They did do that.
Hey, listen, let's keep talking about Macaroni Grill because that might get us 2 food sponsors here with Applebee's and Macaroni Grill.
That's right.
All right, let's go get it.
Yep. Eating good in the neighborhood.
And I love Bertolli olive oil. No, I'm just kidding.
Before I get into the Final Four thing, I had just to back to the NIT. I know I'm circling back a little bit here, but I had to look it up because I was curious. Sam Houston and North Texas did not play each other this year. But could you imagine that defensive game if those two teams would have played each other? That would have been a stalemate.
Yeah.
Would have been
Bearcats with a K.
Stalemate.
Stalemate, yep. Stale,
Dante
tomato,
Stallworth.
tomato.
When you get the cream rising to the crop top, you obviously get a stalemate.
Oh man, but no, to the March Madness NCAA tournament. There's been a lot of I don't want to say hate, but criticism of the tournament because of these lack of high seeds and these preseason top 10s and what have you. And they're saying it's not a good product, and I completely disagree. I think this is what differentiates college basketball from, say, like the NBA or I don't know, pretty much just the NBA. But because teams that don't have a chance they can win, and they have a chance to actually make it this far. And Florida Atlantic is a great story. I mean, I'm obviously biased. I like Florida Atlantic. I've been pulling for them in every game, but to see them actually make a Final Four, it's pretty cool. I'm cheering for them. I'm pulling for them, but they'd be the highest seed ever to win the tournament.
I was talking about you today, and I said, my brother has actually been on Florida Atlantic literally. From the beginning of the year. I mean, I would even say,
even since last year. Last year they were my shirt team.
I was gonna say, that's when you got your shirt, right?
Yeah.
What the heck? Why are my shirts so much bad luck, and yours is maybe Final Four?
Sam Houston, Grand Canyon are my other shirt teams from last year too.
I know, you're right.
But no, the highest seed to ever win it was Villanova in 1986 as an 8 seed.
Okay.
So just another win for the blue blood resume of Villanova, but. So it would be a cool storyline. I think the team deserves it, top to bottom. They really are a good team. And someone said don't consider them a Cinderella because this team had 30 wins in the regular season. They're studs that can actually play, and they're proving it. So
yeah, I'd like to
very young too, very young.
Yeah. Hey, and shout out to Dusty May, their coach. Just got an extension tonight, so
did he really?
Yeah, they're gonna pay him. I mean, I don't know how much FAU has in terms of pay a coach, but at the same time, at least they know what they got. And what was it? I think they said he even started as a manager.
For who, Tyler?
I can't think of. I just read about it the other day. Who was it?
Bobby Knight.
Was that okay?
Yep.
He's technically
a Bobby Knight dude. Yeah, I think he was. like a very distant assistant coach. He might even been like a student manager in Bobby Knight's last years at Indiana.
Oh, that's
wow,
cool.
at Indiana. There we go.
Indiana.
Fun fact, he is the young manager that had to go run and pick up the chair thrown across half court.
Yeah.
Was he really?
That is confirmed.
I'm kidding.
Dude, he might have also been the manager to go pick up Penny Hardaway's water bottle too. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry.
Can we talk about complete 180 demeanors between him and Bobby Knight?
Yeah.
Talk about soft spoken, very quiet, like calm, and Bobby Knight will let you have it.
Not to stay on Florida Atlantic too long, but I do appreciate his understanding of great third down calls from the football aspect and incorporating them into late game moments. Running that good mesh route combination this past week. The other team prepared for it, so you hit the comeback on the backside, got him the ball in facing that press late in the game. So
you're talking about the inbounds. I see what you mean.
Give him credit.
Right.
Give him credit.
And being an all around team coach. I mean, the fact of him sitting there with his guys around him. Hey, we're gonna hold up. We're gonna wait. Until everybody's here to really kind of show the camaraderie as it is. And I think kind of to touch on the team aspect too. I don't know if you guys got to see Creighton in the locker room after they had lost. Man, their coach McDermott gave a heck of a speech, and it was very emotional. I mean, if you're into coaching stuff like that and good guys, I mean, check out that Creighton speech because that was pretty something. I would like to bring in a quick quote here. Let's see if you guys can guess. All right, who this is from or what team this is from. I thank the ACC for preparing us for these types of games. Just coming in, every game we played in the ACC, always a close game. We weren't afraid or scared of any situation. I appreciate the ACC for the competition.
I got it. Wong.
Yes. Look at that. ACC spokesperson got it right.
Yes. That's
because Trent fed him that quote.
I fed him that quote.
You sent him a DM. You're like, hey, listen. All right, here's your quote that you're gonna say.
You want a little bit more added to your NIL deal,
right?
Or Isaiah.
I don't see Big 10. I don't see Big 12. I don't see Pac-12.
Yep.
Heck, do I even see SEC guys?
Nope.
You sure don't.
Oh, okay. I don't. So, just putting it out there. ACC representing again in the Final Four. I'll say my opinions on how far they'll go if they're going to be the ultimate representative, but
you're right. Let's talk about that. The Conference USA.
Yep.
The Mountain West. Is that?
Yeah.
And then Big East? Are the?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that. Wild. That is awesome. I love that. That's
the biggest storyline is what's happening right now at Conference USA.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the CBI with Charlotte. You're going to have one of the winners with UAB or North Texas tonight. And then you have an opportunity to run the clean sweep in the postseason with Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
So,
that'd be wild. I mean, just the fact that they have 4 teams like that in the different tournaments is nuts.
Absolutely.
So
I have a question though. I have a question about this. I think it's a good debate. Is with UConn making it back here, if they come out, right? If they come out and win this, do we now lump them in? Do we allow them entrance into the blue blood categories, considering that would be their 5th? Now, keep in mind, too, all 5 of their titles...
That would be 5.
5 would be starting with 99, 2004, 2011, 2014, and 2000, potentially 23. So I would give them more credit for being a blue blood over Villanova. But what are your thoughts? Would they be allowed in that category?
So Villanova has what, 2? And they're both recent?
They got to have 3.
No, they have
overall.
3. They have
overall?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're going to lump them in there over UConn. So, come on.
I sure would.
Yeah.
Come on.
UConn has had some very, very bad basketball years.
Yeah, but
I'm
like
talking
Ted just
bottom of
mentioned, though, as of recent, though, I mean, they've been very, very good. I mean, I guess then you look at it too, is like, what's the resume builder, right? How many years consistently do you have to have? Is that part of the criteria? And I mean, honestly, if you're gonna put people in categories like that in terms of like teams of the blue bloods, I mean, you're almost gonna have to figure out, all right, what categorically, are the requirements? you know, how
My
many
opinion,
championships?
it's national championships. Yeah,
I think so.
But
All right.
also
you
gotta have some relevance too.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
not
we're
saying
gonna.
Nova doesn't have relevance because they won a couple in the teen years of the 2000s. But I'm saying overall, when you look at the program, I mean, granted, two of Duke's are in the early 90s, but now they also have 2010, 2015, early 2000s as well. So since 2000 on, if you've got a handful of national championships, I think you're going to be in there. But if you have a handful overall, enough for one hand.
Yeah.
So I wish we would have asked this. I wish we would have made this a poll question.
We still can.
No, we can't now. We can't now, and I'll tell you why we can't now. Because I was going to say we could, but I've considered we cannot because the results are going to be absolutely biased now. Because this year UConn is good, right, and they are the favorite to win the national title. So people are going to think, oh yeah, it's UConn over Villanova. Right. Yeah. But I'm going to say this. On that weird day in the summer where there's no sports during like the MLB All-Star break, actually, we can't even ask it then. Because if UConn wins it all, the recency bias is going to be there for the whole year.
Yeah.
What I mean?
You're right. I mean, we'll keep it in the back pocket. I mean, I have it typed down somewhere too that we can discuss it at some point. I think
just telling you, we should.
I think the post Jay Wright era is going to tell a lot about the possibility of Villanova.
You're right. And the first year didn't go too hot.
Not swimmingly at all.
and you know what, Tyler, is if it continues in this trend of that they're just like a 500 team, they don't make the tournament, then I won't consider them a blue blood.
Can you rescind the offer though?
Yeah, absolutely. You can lose blue blood status.
You can kick them out.
Yeah, you can lose that status.
I don't know that you can. To be honest.
Why?
The true blue bloods can't.
Oh my gosh!
Now there's true blue bloods.
Absolutely, the originators. I would say Kansas, Kentucky, Carolina,
yep.
Duke, and I hate to say it because this team should lose it, but UCLA's lumped in there.
I know, and so that's my thing.
You can't take them from UCLA after the
they had that 88 game win streak or something.
And the wooden years, dude, like you can't take away. I mean, that's history.
So
who are they playing?
So time out. This is what I was going to say. Once you're so successful as a blue blood, you can afford a couple down years and bad performances because you've been performing for so long. And that's why I said if Villanova continues what they're doing, they are absolutely right now they're blue. They are a blue blood if they continue what they were doing. But if they continue on the downward trend, then they're not because they haven't been crazy successful for years and years and years like those other teams have. But they're on that trend.
Yeah.
Right? It's 1980s trend.
Well, let's take a peek then. I mean, we talked about Miami, we talked about UConn, we talked about Florida Atlantic. I mean, any thoughts into San Diego State? I mean, I know Trent, you're a big fan of their defense.
San Diego State?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that scares me about them, but I just is Bradley, one of their top players, has been like a non-existent factor within their past 2 or 3 games in the tournament now.
Yeah.
So it's like, has San Diego State even played to their full best potential? Right. I don't know. I mean, that's
he might be due then.
About him. Yeah. I mean,
I think they have.
I will say this now. Granted, I was on the San Diego State. I think it was plus 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
I think on when they played. That was one of the most frustrating games against Creighton to ever watch.
Yeah.
Because it was like neither team wanted to score in the second half. And I was just begging.
Wasn't it 57-56, right? It was the final.
I think so. I think it was in the 50s. Yeah. So I just that's what worries me is they are elite defensively. When I say worries, because I am pulling for, I think, an FAU.
Yeah.
But I mean, geez, it's if they can run FAU off the 3-point line, kind of similar to how they did to Creighton. I mean, Creighton made 2 in the entire game.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff. That's elite defense that can get you to where they're at right now.
Yeah, but guess what? Creighton almost still lost that game.
You mean Creighton still almost won that game?
Or yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with only.
Understood. But for them to play so poor offensively, and I'm talking San Diego State, they still won that game. Like that's what blows my mind. But if FAU is getting their shots up, I don't know, man, because I feel like how many guys do they play in the rotation? 9? I feel like there's 9 different guys.
Yeah.
Ton of guys. Yeah.
So yeah,
which could work to the advantage.
But you know what? I think San Diego State plays a lot of guys too.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
San Diego State is a very physical team, and the forwards and in the guards especially.
Yeah.
They'll back you down. They'll like make you pay in the post pretty much, and I think that's where their strength is they wear you down so much. And then in the second half, and they're so deep as well that I think they just kind of overcome teams with their strength and their depth as well.
So let's look at what our picks are going to be here. So we're going to look at our board here for the Final Four. So we got FAU and San Diego State. The line still stands. I'm surprised it actually is still this. It is right now. Florida Atlantic is +3. I saw that earlier this afternoon and I took it quickly. So just to tell you where I'm at with stuff. I am FAU +3. I thought it would change. I thought it was kind of one of those dips, or rises real quick in the books. But right now, DraftKings has Florida Atlantic at +3. I haven't seen it different anywhere else in terms of better for Florida Atlantic. But where are you guys going with it? So I'm FAU +3.
Yeah, I'm also FAU +3, Ty. Okay. I said it earlier, but I've been cheering for them the whole tournament. Yeah. Since they made their run, I've been cheering. I've relied on them a lot of this year for bets and everything. I think it's a toss-up in my opinion, and I'll take the points for sure. And I'm glad it's in favor of FAU.
Yeah, if they get going with their shooting, I think San Diego State needs to look out.
I agree.
As you can see, I mean, they put it on the last game, and it can pour on quickly. So jump down to, let's look at Miami, Florida, and UConn.
I guess my pick doesn't matter. It's fine.
I'm sorry. It's probably because I already typed it in because I think I heard you agree with Trey. So I was like,
I'm on FAU +3, and I will have their money line either with a sprinkle or incorporated to a parlay as well.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm going to sprinkle the money line too, and I will also double down if the line goes up from 3 at all.
Yeah, if it jumps to 3.5, I will double down as
well. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right, let's move on to. So hey, all 3 of us have our picks in right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
all right, good. Just making sure. All right, looking at Miami, Florida, and UConn here. This line has not moved since it was released about a week ago now. So we're looking at Miami +5.5 is our spread, and that's across all books unless you guys have seen different anywhere else. I mean, I've been kind of keeping a close watch on this all week, to kind of see if it moves at all. I check a couple times a day just in case you can try to steal something from the book. But yeah, so I'm at Miami +5.5 for my pick. I think that if you're going to give Miami such a steep, gain of points there, I mean, what was it? Miami +7.5, I believe, was their last game. And Trent, I think you took a money line, didn't you? As well as the 7.5. So
yeah, I did. I always, honestly, other than I believe there was,
I think 7. Game. No, wasn't it? I think it was 3.5 against Texas.
No. Yeah, Texas. It was
Houston. It was Houston. Houston was 7.5.
Okay. All right. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
they're
always dogs.
Hurricanes all season, so you guys know my take on them.
Yeah.
I find it hard right now to. I know that the smart thing would be to go with the hot hand with UConn with the way that they're just dominating teams, but I'm telling you, don't underestimate Larinaga's job and what he's doing there with those guys. I mean, he's got a group of experienced older guards that don't get enough credit for defending and rebounding so much their shot making. But I mean, and my mind's slipping here on the name, but number 11 for them, the lefty.
I mean, Pack?
What a stud.
Is it Pack?
Jordan, Pack's 24. Jordan, I don't want to say if it's Williams or not, but my goodness, what a stud. I think he went 13 for 13 from the free throw line.
Yeah, I did see
that. What you got to do, as you should.
Yes.
They're free throws.
Miller.
Miller, that's right.
Yep.
And for how freaking, I mean, he's just so crafty with the in-between, can step out, hit the three, and can defend. And to be quite honest with you, I think I'm guessing he was probably, if not the runner-up, but maybe even the next runner-up when it came to voting for Player of the Year in the ACC behind his teammate, Wong.
You can see that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, so two of us, Miami plus 5.5. Trey, where are you going? And I know it's tough because UConn has beaten every team by 13 or more.
Yeah, so this is pretty tough for me. UConn is looking like the team they were to start the season, where they were beating teams by like 20 plus points every game, covering the double digit spreads like it was nothing. But then they went on that little like stretch where they just looked awful, where they could lose to any team that they played against, and I still don't really fully trust UConn from that little stretch. I think it was like 4 or 5 game skid.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, and for me, on the flip side though, Miami in the first half of that Texas game, they looked awful. They couldn't hit a shot. They didn't look like enthused to be there. They looked like they already gave up against Texas, and then somehow they turned it around in the second half and covered a wild game. But
can I say something though for their shot taking in the first half?
Sure.
They actually shot, I believe it was over 60%. The only difference was they only attempted 3 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Against Texas.
But
that was the shock, was they were shooting so well. It was just they were still down about 9 or 10. So it was quality shots.
Yeah, but
they didn't come
are
back
they,
and win
are
that
they
game
quality
until last-
shots if you're down by 10 at halftime?
Yeah.
They're pretty quality. They keep you in the game long enough to win.
To me, they look like
that's exactly
like a
what
dead
they
team.
did too.
They look like a dead team to me.
Wow. So where are you going with this then?
So I don't trust
speaking in riddles, Trey.
I don't trust UConn enough. So I'm taking the points. I'll take points whenever it's a toss up to me. So
damn.
I know.
I always like when Trey fades the Hurricanes. It's almost like a boom, boom, boom guarantee. You know, Drake.
Okay. I was gonna say just because of the whole Drake fiasco.
Still waiting on my
who they should have lost to. They should have lost to Drake.
I will say this. This is a pretty bland board for us here, boys.
I know.
We are
team
dogs.
rides on
team
both
rides
games,
on both.
yeah.
I mean, we'll get into a little bit. You know, obviously we'll talk via text and stuff for the championship. Actually, championships the following week, right?
No, Monday.
Okay, so it's Saturday, Monday.
One of the absolute dumbest sports setups ever.
Isn't it at like 9 p.m. too or something?
Well, I'm hoping. I haven't checked yet, guys. But if you guys recall, with all the complaints about the football national championship, they moved it up this past year.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering if they did that for basketball. Yeah. I'm guessing not, so it'll probably tip at about 9:48.
Yeah, they did that the one year, and it was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Well,
that wasn't 9:48, but
I was surprised the NIT here was at 9:40. I'm like 9:40, like on a Thursday.
It's got to go. It's got to go semifinals Thursday night, because then even if you got to stay up super late, you can survive Friday at work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then you got the weekend to look forward to, and make it prime time Saturday night. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're probably going to say that about every championship that exists.
Well,
we should, because they're all on nights that everybody works.
Exactly.
If you start the first game at 6:30 on Thursday night, you could start the second game at 9.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And to be honest, if there is a little overlap, I guess they play in the same arena.
It's quite a laugh there, Trey.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else college basketball wise we got here?
Can I ask then? What is our hypothetical? Like, we're not going to get the cast until after the national championship. So, who is, or I should say, Trey, who is your national champion then at the end of this madness?
I'm gonna say Miami.
Damn.
Who are they playing?
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Trent, who are you going?
It's gonna be a Florida championship.
So I'm going to be different. I know I took the points with Florida Atlantic. What's going to happen is FAU is going to foul by holding the hip of one of San Diego State's shooters with about 0.6 seconds left.
Very specific.
I'm sorry. I do think it was a foul. But I'm going to say Miami, San Diego State, and I think there will be a lot of disappointment because I think Miami will beat them by double digits.
Okay. I am actually in the same bandwagon as Trey. I'm going Miami, Florida Atlantic, and I think Miami wins.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I got to say to that?
What's that? All right. I was going to say that could be a very unexhilarating sound. If it would be like a flat one, I'd be like, oh,
no.
Hey, isn't that one of those drinks that you guys owe me a bunch of for all those bets that you lose?
Here we go.
I owe you one. I owe you one.
Okay.
Trey owes you like 13.
I owe you a 6-pack. No, it's not 13. Here we go. Trent, you fail to talk about all the beer bets that you lose to me. You only talk about the ones.
That's fake news.
Oh, here we go.
Come on, CNN. All right, stop. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Let's go.
Anything else college basketball wise before we move on to another sport here?
Yes. I'm extremely upset. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm upset that it's coming to an end.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so bittersweet to me. Like,
I get more depressed every weekend as March Madness tournament goes on, dude.
I think I told you guys in the March, like the actual bracket podcast, that like I didn't fill my bracket out until like the very last possible night.
No, we know.
Because I like didn't want to. Like I was like, I don't want to make this. I don't want this to be like starting and like the beginning of the end. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Bittersweet.
Yeah. Great season though. It was good to us. This year we probably had a little bit more success in the CBI and the NIT in terms of betting, but that's the fun of it. You never know.
Yep.
Never know what's going to happen.
Life's like a box of chocolates, you know.
That is exactly right, Tyler.
I know that's what you were thinking.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So moving along here, in terms of different sports, we did spend a good time here on college basketball. So, I mean, it is the madness. So, what we're going to look at here is, you know, we did put out a poll just to kind of see where people were looking at in terms of what they want to hear a little bit more of. And obviously, we value people's, you know, listening time. We did get a lot of votes for the MLB. Today being opening day in Major Leagues. It was it's kind of one of those sports where I look at it, at least from a gambling standpoint, and I take a big deep breath because number one, it's a very long season. You know, and you get to a point where it is literally the only sport to bet on. You know, which could be good, could be bad. You know, to kind of depending on where what you're looking at and where you're going with things. But so we'll talk a little bit about opening day baseball season here. You know, maybe some future bets that we placed. We did have two other poll questions that dealt with the MLB, which actually gave us some pretty cool results. You know, in terms of what people are looking at and champions and everything. We did put out who everybody thinks will win the NL pennant this year, and who you think that who will win the AL pennant this year. NL pennant wise, we had 36% of the votes went for the Braves. The Cardinals got 27%. The Dodgers got 9%. And then other, or for a different team other than those three, got 28%, which I thought was kind of interesting. So, looking at some of the experts' picks and things like that, obviously the Braves are definitely going to be up there. Cardinals, I don't know, Cardinals can be streaky at times, so it'll be interesting to kind of see where they're at. I was rather surprised that the Dodgers didn't get that many votes. But any thoughts to the NL this year or anything we saw here from baseball? Or do you guys want to give me or do you want me to give you the AL results too? Which are kind of
let's go NL, and
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going with my final two coming out of the NL,
okay.
if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, final two out of the NL. All right.
Yeah, I think we get a little bit of a rematch in the NLCS. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I'm not. I have committed to being a bigger baseball fan.
Sure.
Right? You got to have a team to get real into a sport, in my opinion. And growing up, being able to go to Orioles games, let's go O's. I'm all
That's
aboard.
right.
Yep.
That's right, baby.
That's one of the teams we're all on board with.
That is true. I think it's the only team. Oh, the Flyers.
Flyers,
The Flyers,
yeah,
too.
Flyers.
Yeah.
But I'm coming out of the NL to be the final two. I'm going to say the Phillies get back there. It's going to be a rough start. Lots of talent, lots of off-season moves. You're down your guy. You're down your Philadelphia grit with Bryce Harper to start the year.
Yeah.
But making progress, they said, a little bit unexpectedly further out.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing well, is
Yeah.
what they're saying. I think it's them and the Padres. I think Padres need to.
Yeah.
I mean, if they literally, with that roster, if they don't do something this year,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. But,
a lot of money
yeah.
and nothing to show for it,
yeah. And I'm going to say the Padres end up getting to the World Series out of the NL.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. And I truly think that's probably when people said other. I think that the chunk of the other was probably the Padres. Looking at where experts are kind of looking at and picking and everything like that. I saw the Phils in there a couple times. I saw the Mets in there a couple times. But Padres predominantly, between them and the Dodgers, were kind of the 1-2 punch in terms of who's going to come out of the NL West in that sense. So, Trey, any thoughts on the NL here?
I have a couple thoughts. Yeah. I'll do kind of what Trent did. I'll go to my final two that I think are going to play. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Okay.
I think that they have a great lineup with a lot of young talent and just solid hitters that get on base. I think their pitching rotation is experienced, and they have two lefties, which is a good thing too. I think for them. But I think that like Trent said, I think the Padres they have a lot to prove from last year being the favorite, especially with that roster and only getting better in the offseason too. So
sure,
I'm going to go Cardinals Padres. I ultimately think that the Padres make it to the series.
Okay.
Another thought on the NL. I can tell you a team that is just constantly letting their fans down, having so much hype every season, and that is the New York Mets.
I thought you were going to say them or the Giants.
No, the Giants I think overperform a lot. I think that they're a team that, especially 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was like they were I think projected like last in their division and clinched the first team to clinch or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I think that the Mets are the biggest disappointment in the MLB. I mean, something about those New York teams, the Knicks, the Mets.
Well, I mean, and if you look at the Mets too, top to bottom, I mean, they have a pretty solid
Tyler,
roster,
they should be. They're up there with the Padres. Like that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
And they just can't do it. They just can't do it.
And some Mets news too. I don't know if you guys saw tonight. Verlander's on the 15-day
exactly
injury list, so that's obviously he was a big pickup, obviously in terms of their pitching, and to have.
And how about their closer?
Yeah, I know. So now, I mean, there you would have had Scherzer and Verlander. I mean, holy cow! Like,
they lost to Grom.
Yeah.
They did, but I mean, like, to have Verlander and Scherzer in there, it's like, all right, did you lose DeGrom? I mean, DeGrom obviously struggled tonight, but not counting him out by any means. But kind of looking at things, my two that I'm looking at here. I'm also on the Padres with this, and kind of going to what you guys are both saying. I mean, looking at the roster and what they pay for it, it's like, how are you not there? I think, kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know. I'm kind of gonna jump on the Brewers a little bit here. And a lot of it really relies. I'm big into pitching here, especially when we look at baseball things. But I don't know. I just love Corbin Burns.
Yeah,
he's a stud. I feel like they've always kind of been on the brink, and then they have kind of a streak where they get hot, and all of a sudden they just fall off. And then they fall a little bit further, and then it's like, oh, we got to get out of this hole. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with Brewers and Padres here as my top two teams that'll come out of the NL.
I like it. The Brewers, Tyler, you're right. They're a team that should be better than what they are.
Should. I mean, they lost today, but let's see what's. Hey, game one of how many? 100 and what?
62.
So,
yeah.
Not too much damage done here. Jumping over to you guys want to jump over to the American League quick?
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do that.
So looking at the American League here, we ran another poll too with who will win the AL pennant. Overall, the winner was other, so which doesn't surprise me in any bit because I feel like the AL sometimes has a lot more competition. We had the the other team came in at 41%. Astros came in at 29%, who actually ended up losing for the first time in, 10 opening days. Tonight, they ended up losing to the White Sox in the top of the ninth. The Guardians had 18%, and then the Yankees had 12%. So, yeah, very interesting. I don't know. I can't help but argue that I don't know. I do feel like the American League is always a little bit more competitive than the NL. But, and I'm talking about top to bottom in all divisions itself. I don't know. You guys want to go top two teams again? See anything else that you guys saw?
Yeah, I'll start.
Go ahead, Chip.
Well, top two teams.
Hold on, one thing.
Yeah.
We can start with this though. That the Baltimore Orioles right now are in first place in the AL. So, might be the only time we can say that this year. So I am gonna at least say that now.
I'm not so sure of that, Tyler. The O's are going to be good this year.
Have some faith.
They got to get a bullpen and some more pitching, and then they'll be solid.
All right, Trey, what are your thoughts on the AL here?
So I think I can tell you the two teams that people were voting for, I think, and that's why other got more votes, and that is the Los Angeles Angels and the Seattle Mariners. I think those teams are. I think those are the ones that push the other over the edge to 41%. And
I think the Blue Jays are there too, Trey.
Yeah, you're right. Blue Jays. I mean, there's so many teams.
That's what I'm saying. The AL's strong.
Yeah, I mean, even the White Sox, that pitching staff is pretty solid.
Man. One of my favorite teams to bet on.
Yeah. But no, so I'm going to go, my final two teams, I am going to go with the Seattle Mariners as one.
Okay.
I think that they also have a great pitching staff. Their first four pitchers, Louis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, who's young, great pitcher. George Kirby, young, great pitcher. And then Robbie Ray, who's been proven in the league for
Dude, you're missing one
years.
of the guys that was a stud 2 years ago. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not their starting rotation, I don't think, is he?
It's flexing, baby.
Yeah, but he's there. And like I said, that's another great pitcher to add in their arsenal. But the other team I'm going with is the New York Yankees. I think this is the year they finally do it. I think they get to the World Series. I think it's a Padres-Yankees World Series.
I don't know if you can ever say finally do it for the Yankees.
Well, I mean,
considering
for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, finally do it, or just do it again.
When was their last World Series, though?
A while ago.
Exactly. So,
regardless,
I mean,
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is for the last, I would say 5 years, preseason, they're one of the top two favorites in the league every year, and they don't do it. They're like the Mets of the of the AL. So
It's like a New York team or
2009.
something.
Trey, 2009.
yeah, so that's
Wow.
I mean
Hold on, wait.
almost 15
2009
years
was the
ago.
last time that they won the World Series.
2009 was against the Phillies.
Was Alex Rodriguez still playing?
And that was their 27th World Championship.
Was he married to J-Lo at that time?
Probably.
Yeah, J-Lo was like probably married for the third time to Mark Anthony or some sort of backup dancer.
Or
Did
Ben,
you-
or
did
Ben
you say-
Affleck for the fourth time.
Did you say that was the Yankees' 27th ring?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and J Lo's on 8.
Right?
Yeah.
I see you, Trey, from the black. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Trey, you're going Yankees, and you said Mariners.
Right.
That's very interesting. Like I don't hate it. I think it's unique. I mean, it's kind of like I said, it's a toss up.
I think the Mariners. I mean, I think I could put the Angels in there too. I think they're a team. First of all, you gotta take advantage of Mike Trout and Ohtani. You have to.
How do you not? Because
they can't.
And they're the two most marketable players of the sport, and when they're not in the playoffs, that is just so bad.
Yeah. Well, and
that is just so bad.
I mean, look at them last year too. Like
that's what I mean. Yeah, that's.
And
don't get me wrong. I don't think
Ohtani sticks around too much longer if he continues to lose. I mean, the
he'll
dude
be a
needs,
Yankee.
I know, or a Dodger, or a Padre, or it's like
or a Red Sox.
That'd be wild.
A lot of those guys go to Boston for some reason.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, it'll be
interesting.
Daisuke
Matsuzaka.
I mean, if he goes, let's think about this. If he goes to the Yankees, I mean, he's obviously going to be compared to Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's already being compared to Babe Ruth.
But that's what I'm saying. If he goes to the Yankees, it's like, all right, Babe Ruth, here you go. Although, hold on, Babe Ruth also play for the Red Sox though?
He did, yeah.
Right?
You're
so
right.
I mean, either way, I mean, you go to one of those top two teams. Who knows? But yeah. I don't know. I think this is make or break for Ohtani for sure, because they got to start winning. I mean, and like you said, Mike Trout. I mean, come on, dude. Like, if you're not going to win with the Angels, then
has Mike Trout ever been in the playoffs?
No, then give him to the Phillies, man.
That's
originally where he wanted to go.
Yes, it was a quick, I believe, wild card series. They got eliminated right away.
Well, the wild card doesn't really count. Yeah,
it was the old one game and done too, I believe.
Okay, it is 3 games now. I do like that.
I'll take you into my AL if you guys don't mind.
Oh yeah,
a little surprise. I'm going with.
Can't be more of a surprise than Trey's. With the Red Sox. Oh wait, no.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Only when they get.
I'm gonna get Houston. Houston's in there.
Returning.
That's kind of like they're coming back. They're still too good. And then here's my sleeper pick in the AL, in my opinion, is going to be the Cleveland Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
The Guardians.
Ooh.
Yes. I am. I don't know. I like their pitching staff. I like Bieber.
Terry
the
Francona.
one guy- Yeah, the one guy that I think he's going to be slept on this year is Tristan McKenzie.
Okay.
I think he's an up and comer with a pretty darn good arm. So, I'm going Astros and Guardians coming to the AL, and I actually safe pick would be let's go Astros to win to get to the World Series, but I'm gonna go Indians I'm messing up. I'm really not trying to. I apologize. I'm gonna go Guardians.
Wow, Guardians get to the World Series.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
I really do. I'm just sold on their young pitching, their young arms, and if they stay healthy, I think they're going to have an all right year. Because, hey, I'm looking at something new. I want to see something new happen.
Yeah.
But
all right, I am kind of stole my thunder there, man.
Me?
Yeah, I was actually going Guardians as well.
What?
Yeah, I'm going Guardians as well. And actually, I'm gonna actually retract that statement. I refuse to call them the Guardians because I think that's the stupidest baseball name ever. All right, you sound like you are in some fantasy land. So I'm just gonna call him Cleveland. Especially as somebody that grew up a Cleveland Indians fan. All right, during Albert Bell days, during Kenny Lofton days, Sandy Alomar, Roberto Alomar, Jim Tomei. All right, I don't like calling him that at all. Yes, it's a stupid name. So we're just gonna call him Cleveland.
Okay.
But I do
What
think
about the
Cleveland.
G's? Cleveland G's. That's pretty cool.
I'm not calling them anything besides what they were originally called, and so we're just going to refer to them as Cleveland.
Alright.
But I honestly, I mean, it was kind of one of those things. Like, you look at their pitching. I mean, I honestly take a look at, like I said, Terry Francona is their manager. I mean, when he came in there, he obviously knows what he's doing. You know, winning tons of championships with Boston for years and years and years. You know, beating the Yankees all those years and years and years. You know, he's a guy that when he came in, you know, his first year, you know, it wasn't terrible. All right, but at the same time, the guy knows how to win. You know, and I think that says a lot to, you know, how the team can be. And I don't know, I'm pitching wise. I like Bieber. You know, Bieber's a dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's
not to
he's
be confused with Justin Bieber. If that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Is that what you thought, Trent?
I actually, I don't know.
I thought you said Beaver.
Yeah.
No, not Bieber.
The hell does that have to do with it?
No, but I'm.
I like Beaver.
That's exactly what I thought.
All right, have a good night, folks. No,
I-
I'm just kidding.
Can I just say, can Terry Francona fit any more seeds or bubble gum in that one cheek of his? I mean,
Oh my
holy
gosh.
hell.
Right?
I don't. I mean,
agree.
they may not win though until the bullpen's allowed to actually drink in the clubhouse
Yeah.
during the game. Remember those rumors?
Yeah. Who are they going against, Ty?
I'm gonna go Cleveland against the Blue Jays.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going Blue Jays. I don't know. I feel like they have a very, very powerful roster in terms of hitting. They're also young. They're also kind of full of sons of guys that were great players, obviously, with Bo Bichette, Biggio, Guerrero. I mean, it's like, you know, this was my heyday growing up. You know, I remember playing MLB '98 on the Sega Genesis. But I mean, even looking at their pitching too, you know, you got Mano, you got Gossman, you got Barrios, you got is it Bassett?
Chris Bassett.
Bassett.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what,
Bassett.
he's a new addition to them this year from the Mets.
No, I'm just kidding. It was kind of it was a Family Guy joke. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, across the board, like, I mean, their pitching's very good. So I think if they can finally get over the hump, you know, maybe finally getting over this COVID stuff, so they can actually maybe play in Canada for some home games. But
Yeah, seriously.
we'll see. Who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna go Cleveland and the Blue Jays. Those are my teams out of the AL. So, but like I said, I mean, top to bottom, Yankees have a chance. I mean, heck, even the Rays have a chance. You know, when you really look at things.
You're
I
right.
mean,
The Rays.
honestly, I mean,
Rays might start out pretty darn strong if you look at their schedule to start the year.
yeah, I mean,
They were almost a little bit of a lean for me. Sometimes when you get bored, you look at some of those like crazy like MLB special type bets.
yeah,
And they were plus 900, which actually I think was the favorite to be the last team to lose a game.
really,
Wow.
the Rays.
Yeah.
That's
Easy schedule to start.
yeah. They. I mean, that's another team I like their pitching too.
I was gonna say, Tyler, they're I don't know if it's their pitching coach or what, or their stadium they play in, Tropicana.
Yeah,
They
But
develop them.
they absolutely get the most out of their pitchers. I don't know. They're almost like the Astros from a couple of years ago, even though the Astros are probably cheating with their pitchers too, using whatever spider tack and
Trash can.
I mean, trash cans
Heart
too.
monitors. Or no, just
Yeah, like to call them the Houston Asterisks. That's what we should call them. But
Nah.
it's terrible.
They did it again. They won it again.
Dude,
I'm not
every
putting
team
that.
does it. They just got caught.
okay, no,
Yes.
teams don't
Red
bang
Sox
trash
did it.
cans.
Yeah,
The
they
Red Sox
do.
did it too. They cheat. They all steal.
No,
some.
no,
Yeah,
not that complex, guys.
We'll see.
No.
Should have kept it simple. KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
I thought banging on trash cans is pretty darn simple, but
no, it's
very low
ridiculous
tech.
in my opinion.
Low tech.
No, but no, the Rays get the most out of their pitchers, and look out for one of their pitchers that they just acquired this offseason, an old Philly bullpen pitcher, Zach Eflin.
Yeah.
He's going to be their fifth man on the rotation.
Man,
I guarantee you he blows up this year.
I forgot about him going there.
He was great in High School Musical, too.
Ooh.
Oh, Zach Eflin, not F. Okay, I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. All right.
No, but
so you had to say your World Series champ right now. Who you got between your two finals? I'm going Padres.
I go Yankees.
I'll go Blue Jays.
All right.
Dude, we're all on. Pretty cool. We're all on different teams.
Yeah.
Hey, like I told you guys though, hey, don't sleep on the Sprinkle Tigers there.
If either of your two teams wins, I will buy you a beverage.
All right.
Just one?
I know.
Yeah.
That's that's a long investment. We should make it worthwhile. Yeah.
Okay, so then what? Listen, if one of fine, I'll buy you two.
No, a case. Let's do a case.
No, okay, let's at least do a 6-pack. We'll do a 6-pack. Hold on. No.
Then with the two people combine for that one person.
No.
Oh,
Here's what we'll
goodness.
do. No. If one of us has the winner. So, Trey, you said Yankees. Trent, you said... Who'd you say?
Trent said
okay,
Padres.
so Trey Yankees, Trent Padres, and then I'm going to take the Blue Jays. So if one of our teams wins, the other two has to buy a 6-pack each.
Yeah, so 12 beers.
So you get a 12-pack.
Of your choice.
Yeah. No. No.
Just easy there, fancy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. It has to be some sort of craft beer. It can't be generic. Yeah.
No, but one thing I wanted to touch on, going back on the sports betting theme of things with baseball is, Tyler, you mentioned it earlier. There's 162 games in the season. That is an unreal amount of opportunities to make money, to try to find lines and exploit. I mean, baseball can go really, really well if you find a niche or a niche. And you find a first, like we do it. Tyler, you get in the strikeout bets, the first 5 money lines, the first 5 overs. Trent, you get into team totals and all those things. And I mean, if you find something that you can be successful in and take advantage of that, and just kind of focus on those things, baseball can be a pretty profitable season for a lot of bettors.
Yeah, and I mean, and I will give a shout out to just another podcast that we do listen to. I mean, there's been times where we listen to the Hammer Down podcast, based off of Pat McAfee's show. And honestly, I mean, I know for a fact, especially after my first year of, betting on baseball, I was like, whew, my head was spinning.
Yeah.
It's like, because there is so much. There's so much. It's such a long season. And it's like, where do you really focus on, and listening to other people and, not just their podcast, but, listen to the first 5, okay, take first 5. And if you want to get, plus a half a run, might be tied. You win that, you win that bet. There's some people
by the way, Tyler, Indians pulled through for us tonight.
You mean Cleveland?
Oh my goodness! I called them the Indians.
Guardians. This guy. All right, can't take him anywhere.
Man. I'll call them the Redskins too. No, I'm just kidding.
Easy.
It's the Washington football team.
No. Commanders now, Tyler.
Oh, jeez. That's another stupid ass name. These guys, team names, man.
I do kind of like where we're going with this because I think sometimes where you can get stuck is taking just straight up money line bets.
In baseball.
Yeah, because I mean you could see a really really good starter, but
bullpen might be squat.
Bullpens, middle relievers. There's so much that goes into pitching. I think pitching for me is the variable that I try to pay attention to when I'm placing bets.
I'll second that too.
And that's why I'm such a fan of the first 5. I'm a fan of the team. I'm a fan of the team totals because I think sometimes you can catch a potential starter who from last year was hot, especially early in the season. That you can sneak a couple runs on. I mean, I was all over today with Kluber pitching for Boston. I'm like, That's not the Kluber of 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Cy Young Kluber is
it's
not.
funny because I feel
Yeah.
like we were all
So,
on the Orioles today, even
yeah,
though it was in
absolutely.
Boston. You know, opening day in Boston's usually has everything together. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
when you told me about the team total with 4
Yeah.
last night, I was like 4. Like that's
And
nothing.
if you snag those early, if they're posted early,
Yeah.
you can sometimes steal that half, because some books bump it up to 4.5. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
As they should.
Oh yeah, but so while we're on the topic of betting on baseball, can I reveal my 2 little sprinkles of futures for baseball?
Yeah.
No.
Let's hear it.
So one, I wasn't sure. Tyler usually likes to skip right over.
Oh man, right to my back, man. Take it out.
I committed to being a much better Orioles fan this year. You guys know that. I made that statement.
Right.
I took the Orioles team total, and maybe, the way they finished last year, it has us all excited, right? Young group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we're not sellers at the trade deadline this year. I hope we're going to turn into some buyers.
Yeah.
We can't be sellers.
Can't be. And so
it's honestly though a matter of money with them though too.
Yeah, I took their over 76.5 wins at -122. So I'm on that. And then here's my, I used my boost from DraftKings, where you can boost it to, I believe, by +300 additional odds. It was any sort of leader in the MLB. And to be quite honest with you, sometimes you just are like, oh, I want to take a safe bet with leaders and whatnot. But I just think it's not going to be profitable for you. I don't know what your guys' take on that is, but I'm just going to share this quick. To lead the MLB in regular season strikeouts, ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
My guy, Tristan McKenzie. And originally, Guardians.
I said interesting.
I'm sorry. He was plus 5,500, so I got it boosted up to plus 5,800. And,
wow.
I'm just, you put a little dabble, and you can turn into, you can have some fun. You can have some serious fun with it. I look at his, when you look at his career stats, I believe it's his 3rd year pitching. Last year, ERA of 2.96. Wins and losses don't look great, but when I checked out his strikeouts, I mean, they're on the up and up. I mean, his first year in 2020, 42 strikeouts. Okay, a lot D, right? Yikes. 136 in 2021. And then this past year, he was at 190 strikeouts in 2022. So solid improvement year in, year out. And I think he's only going to get stronger with that team that's gotten a little bit stronger over the past couple of years too. So those are my 2 future sprinkles.
That's not bad. I will say this too, and this is way off topic. This is not about a future or anything, but we talked about liking to look at pitchers and things like that. This guy's not a starter, but I will say this: my favorite pitcher right now is Felix Bautista from the Orioles.
The closer.
Oh, dude, new age Randy Johnson. I just wish he started because, dude, everything about him. I mean, the dude's 6'5". The dude is 6'5" and just throws a million miles an hour. And I feel like just having that attitude, especially with that height that he brings out, he is so much fun to watch. But no, I was gonna mention too. What was it? I don't remember what I was gonna mention. There's another.
The train of thought will get you.
I know.
I can add something.
I just thought of it. Sorry. Yankees. There was a Yankees futures bet too that I'm not gonna lie. I didn't take it. I really regret taking it, especially after seeing the first at bat today. Was Aaron Judge home run total was 47.5.
Jeez.
And I feel like I should have threw $1,000 on it. Seeing his first at bat. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw $1,000 on it, but I'm saying it's one of those where you wish you would have hammered. I don't know, first at bat a home run.
Oh,
Guy
they
hit
hit the
60
home run,
last
yep.
year. It's like I feel like he's gonna at least. I don't think he's gonna get it all the way up to where he was last year, but I do think he's gonna hit over 50 this year. So
Ooh,
I
wow,
wish I would have
bold
taken
statement.
it. Yeah, I wish I would have taken it, but I did not.
I'm gonna say under 50.
All right, beer
Under 50.
50.
Those big guys, those big guys coming off of a big year like that, they're prone to injury.
Well, why don't you give me the line? Give me 47 and a half.
Nah, I like 50.
All right, 48 and a half.
No, you said 50. You said over 50.
That's bullshit.
Hey, you were the line maker there, and I just jumped on your line.
I wasn't. I told you I wish I would have taken the line of over
I
47
know,
and a
but he
half.
said he'll hit. If you think he's hitting over 50, how are you going to make me take 47?
Okay, all right, then fine. Here we go. 49 and a half. Because that means he hits 50. Give me 50 and over.
All right.
49 and a
All
half.
Tyler, I'll take.
All right.
I think he hits over.
Happiness.
So you're on my. Okay, so Trent, you got to buy each of us.
No.
Yeah, I'm hopping in on this now.
No.
No, but I want to talk about something. There's like you guys mentioned it before. Pitchers are a huge thing with bets, especially with baseball in general. But I think 4 under the radar pitchers that you can bet on the team when they're pitching. You can bet on their strikeout props. You can bet on their first 5 because that's probably when they'll be pitching in the first 5 innings.
Sure.
A couple guys. Nick Lodolo from the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
It's his first. I think it's going to be his first full season in the MLB. He is one of their. I think he's their top prospect. Definitely their top pitching prospect from their farm system. This guy can strike out anyone. He's got a pitching arsenal like I've never seen. He's on a lesser quality team, so if he's pitching, his line won't be as well. But I'm sure they'll still be underdogs. But like I said, strikeouts, huge thing with him.
Whew.
Another guy I think is Trevor Rogers from the Miami Marlins. Very young.
Yeah, he's good. I used to bet on him 2 years ago.
Yeah, 25 years old. To be honest, I think he could make a push. Well, no, I'm not going to say Cy Young because I don't think the Marlins are going to be good. But another guy to bet on when he's playing good teams, strikeout props, etc., all that.
Yeah.
Who else am I thinking of here?
Hey, real quick to kind of piggyback off your Reds thought is Hunter Green today.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Yeah.
Now hold on. Now he gave up 3 earned runs. All right, he gave up 5 hits, but the dude pitched 3.1 innings and struck out 8 batters.
He's a great pitcher. The problem with Hunter Green is
injury prone.
He's over handicapped.
Okay.
He's been a top pitching prospect for years.
You're talking about from a gambling standpoint.
From a what?
From a gambling standpoint.
Yeah. Like what I'm saying is people expect him to do well, so they overcap him. Honestly, Hunter Green's a guy that I go under and I fade.
No, that's makes sense. I mean, if you're overcapped, I mean that's kind of how I feel about Dylan Cease sometimes too with the White Sox.
Yeah, I agree.
With his K props, I mean they're always like, oh, he's gonna strike out 7.5,
over
7.5, and I'm like,
tonight he did hit
dude,
is over 6.5 in 3 innings.
Dude, it pissed me off because I'm thinking there's no way against the Astros.
Hold on, time out
real quick. Can we pause real quick? 68, 61, 23 seconds, boys. The Mean Green are going to bring it home. Come on.
You know what that means?
NIT, baby.
Yeah, tell us what that means, Trey.
That means that is a 3-0 sweet baby.
Dude, close out March strong, dude. We went, and listen, we went 3 sports today.
Yeah.
This was a unique day because usually it's
don't you forget. Don't you forget tomorrow is still another March day for us.
Oh, I know.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure.
No, but I'm saying we're closing out the month strong.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, circling back to my pitchers that I think are going to be overlooked. The books aren't going to necessarily have the caps for them yet. I said Nick Lodolo from the Reds, Trevor Rogers from the Marlins, Zach Gallen from the Diamondbacks.
That's a good pick. Now, you think he's going to be overlooked?
Yes, because I think that people are I truly think he still is going to be overlooked.
I
I don't
hope
think
he's overlooked because he's a guy that I have bet on in the past in terms of when he pitches for the Diamondbacks.
I shouldn't say overlooked because he's probably their ace. Actually, he is their ace. I know that
Yeah.
Merrill Kelly gets considered too, but Zach Allen's their ace. But I still don't think that he is respected or accounted for by the handicappers. So he's one I think that you can exploit lines on.
Can I say another one too? All right, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah.
I was
No,
going to
go ahead.
say Keller from the Pirates.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's a guy
Pirates are
that
awful.
they're horrible.
Yep.
But like he's at least going to get stats. They're probably still going to lose, but he's still going to. I mean, he struck out 8 today. You know, he still got 4 earned runs, but and
so here's my
hits,
thing with Mitch with Keller is he's probably going to end the season with a winning pitching record
or a different team because that's usually what the Pirates do.
Well, but I'm saying even if he's with the Pirates and he has a positive winning percentage as a pitcher, oh my gosh.
3-0, boys. 3-0. Sorry, I got to interrupt you. 3-0.
Dude, that's awesome. Especially the fact that we had him plus points.
Yeah.
No, but
where are we going with this? We got any? Cherry, you said you have any futures for this year or no?
No, I do. I was more talking about like the pitchers and yeah.
Okay.
But to finish up the pitcher thing, Patrick Sandoval from the Los Angeles Angels.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani is obviously their ace. I think I forget who else is in their rotation, but Sandoval, I think he's young. He is a great pitcher. Gets ground outs, gets strikeouts. I think he's a guy that will get overlooked as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Won't be accounted for in the handicapping. So just things to look out, just little trends and stuff. But yeah, lots of opportunities in baseball. So got to find the niche and take advantage of it.
I hate that's how you actually say it. It's so dumb. But that's just me. All right.
I think we might have to save NFL free agency for
that's
the
kind
next cast.
That's kind of my thought. I mean, the only thing that maybe we want to touch on is maybe the quarterbacks that are kind of dealing with things right now, and obviously the big name has continued to be Aaron Rodgers. I don't know
Lamar Jackson.
I don't know what happens with him, and then the obvious other one too is Lamar Jackson. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, teams are out on him. It's what's happening. I mean, obviously, he got franchise tagged, right? So
yeah,
the Ravens technically had the upper hand, correct?
I forget what the situation is.
He's able to seek a trade.
It's one of those exclusive
non-exempt
tags. Yeah. So he can seek other offers. The Ravens
can match it.
Yeah. So here's the tough thing with that. The issue is, so now teams, if they come in and they offer lower than what Lamar Jackson wants, the Ravens can jump right on board and match it. So it's a very ugly scenario. I think we're running into a Le'Veon Bell situation where he's sitting out this year. I really do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He has an MVP. He's a good quarterback, but honestly, he was a guy, and I'll say this, he proved me wrong, in the sense of I never thought he'd actually be a starting quarterback in the NFL, just because I didn't think the NFL was going to give him a shot at quarterback position, because there was a lot of teams that were like, hey, why don't you try wide receiver? Why don't you try running back? Why don't you try, and he was very adamant about being a quarterback, so I didn't think he'd have a shot at playing quarterback. He's done well. I think injury prone over the last at least 2 seasons is kind of plaguing him a little bit, in the sense of why teams are a little bit hesitant to take a certain risk on things. I mean, you look at the Falcons. I mean, the Falcons just named I forget who they just named as their quarterback, but they already named a quarterback.
Rookie last year out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we're out. Lamar's a great quarterback, but And I honestly think it has to do with, just injury prone, which is a shame. I mean, but he's, a guy that likes to run. He can run. He's extremely good in terms of getting out of the pocket and making things happen. His question's always been his, passing accuracy.
Can I?
So go ahead. Yeah.
One thing, Tyler. I think you're right. I think one of the concerns for a lot of franchises, one is injury proneness in combo of his desire for a guaranteed contract.
Yeah, but he even came out today and said he said I'm not looking for guaranteed money. So I mean, that's not necessarily an argument. I mean, if he's actually putting it out there, I mean, okay. You can also make the argument.
Then I'll take his word for it. I'll take his word for it because I take Aaron Rodgers' word for his thing based off what, in contrast to what the media says. So yeah, I'll take it from the horse's mouth rather than a third.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. He's been tweeting it out. Like it's not like
I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought he was still asking. I thought he was explicitly asking for a guaranteed contract. And you know what? That's on me for not looking into it.
Oh, that's all right. No, I just
messed up.
I
sorry,
also
Lamar,
think,
if you're listening.
No, but I also think too. I mean, it's you look at what say Deshaun Watson got, and Deshaun Watson's contract has really messed up the contract situation for a lot of teams. For a guy that is he really good? Still like, meh. He had an okay season. It was his first time playing how long last year. But, like, at the same time, I mean, his contract really messed a lot of things up for some of these quarterbacks that, I don't want to say are on the bubble, but that are really good, like a Lamar Jackson, looking for good money. But at the same time, it's like, all right, how valuable are you in the sense, and again, going back to the fact that he's injury prone. So are they willing to actually shell out that money? I don't know. I mean, and I don't know what your guys' thoughts on this is, but I mean, he's one of obviously a few players in the NFL that does not have an agent.
He's his own agent.
And I commend him for that, all right, in the sense of I think that's awesome. Well, hold on. I think it's awesome that he wants to, be his own agent or, have his mom or whoever's working behind the scenes with stuff, allegedly. But at the same time, I'm also the kind of person that, listen, if I got an issue with my bathroom, I'm calling a plumber. I'm not going to try to fix it myself, in the sense of because I'm not an expert. So in this case, are we starting to see maybe that not even him. I almost think that the NFL's looking at this and saying, you're your own agent. We can exploit this because you don't know all the ins and outs as an agent might in terms of money. So we're gonna make this last as long, and maybe that's what the Ravens organization is doing. Is maybe that's what they're doing is they're saying, listen, we can kind of play games here, all right, and we can kind of see what's going to happen because you don't have somebody that knows exactly every single tiny little detail that goes into an NFL contract.
Yeah, I agree with that, Tyler. I really do.
So, and it might be the NFL kind of pulling, the strong arm of things, which sucks again because, I'm all for independence. I'm all for, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough situation.
It is.
Because like I said, he's a great quarterback. He's proved me wrong because I didn't think any team would actually give him a shot at quarterback position, but I don't know what's going to happen. And
I think he'll end up. I think we'll end up at the Redskins.
I don't know who that is.
Oh shoot! The Commanders. Man, here I am saying Trent called him that.
I don't know. I'm not really even sure. I mean, I think I think Trent brings up a good point about Le'Veon Bell. I think he remains a Raven, and I think he's going to say, screw you. I'm not playing.
Actually, I agree. I think that is the more realistic scenario.
Do you think that helps or hurts him, though?
Well, Tyler, this is what's going to happen. It's not going to be like Le'Veon Bell because Le'Veon Bell explicitly said, "I'm sitting out because I'm not getting paid enough," right? Or because I don't have a contract.
The same scenario happening, though.
No, what I think is going to happen is Lamar won't come out and say, "I'm not playing because I don't have a contract and that I'm franchise tagged or whatever." what's going to happen is he'll have a setback in his rehab.
Hmm.
He'll have a calf strain. He'll have a tight hammy where he will never be able. Injury-wise, won't really be able to play this year because of minor setbacks, and
now
that's going to be
he's also come out against those allegations too, for people calling him out and saying he didn't play in the playoffs last year because he was holding out because he wanted money.
Okay, well, it's easy for you to come out and criticize that, but it's like because you're the only one that knows why you're truly doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you sincerely injured? Which I think he was last year. Like I really do. But when it comes down to it, you had a whole back half of a season and a whole off season to fix that issue.
Yeah.
And rehab it. And if now all of a sudden it's still going to be a recurring issue and it's minor things,
mm-hmm.
That's what I think would happen. But if
tough,
he does play the season and he does stay true to like what he says, I think he plays for the Commanders.
Wow. Okay. Trent, where do you think Lamar plays?
I think he sits out. That's my opinion. If you're talking immediate next year, I think he sits out.
Okay, so do you think he sits out and says, "I'm sitting out"?
Yeah.
Or do you think he sits out due to like setbacks or injuries or?
No, I just think he completely sits out the season. I don't think he's going to pull the old injury thing. I think he's going to be straight up because I think there's enough of a public and media backing behind him right now everybody backs him. I mean, they're talking about people are going to write books about Lamar Jackson's contract negotiations in this situation. I'm not too sure why, other than maybe.
So then, why didn't people write books about Le'Veon Bell?
Don't know.
Because he wasn't a quarterback.
Running back versus quarterback position. Quarterbacks are the baby. So, I'm just seeing it that way. I just don't think he's gonna. I think he's essentially going to refuse to play for the Ravens again. At this point right now, I could see multiple. The Commanders. Okay, yeah, the Falcons sound good. Okay, yeah, the Patriots are a team that keeps getting brought up, but I don't know. I think the guy is going to sit out this year, and I think what's going to happen is somebody realizes, okay, we are in desperate need of a quarterback right now, and let's bring him in. Let's do the trade with the Ravens. So there might be a major injury out there that occurs that they need to bring him in and figure out a 1-year type deal, and then let him go to free agency the next year. I don't know. It's an interesting scenario that I'm actually so exhausted of hearing about it on every single sports radio show that it's like, okay,
that's what they do.
Move on. Yeah,
that's what they do. Is they create villains out of these guys.
Yeah,
whoa.
No, let's get him going. Let's get him to New York. Be done with it a while. Let's get Lamar. Let's move on from Lamar. I'm ready more for the draft in general. Because I think I'm ready for that talk more so than all this controversy and payment. Because yeah, you're right. I don't know if it was Tyler or Trey with the Deshaun Watson contract. That threw the biggest wrench into everybody's plans. The fact that the Falcons,
as somebody who hadn't played for a year and a half,
and the fact that the Falcons made such a push to try to get him, who had 25 different cases open against him, and then you're not going to try to attempt to get a guy that similar skill set, maybe not as good throwing the ball, but zero off the field issues.
Right.
And you're not going to try.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
So that's a very valid point. And a great comparison.
That is a good point. Yeah, because you have a guy that is squeaky clean off the field, similar skill set, maybe just not as good of a pocket presence.
Yeah, but is Deshaun Jackson? Is he a great pocket presence?
He's like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, he is.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, but
he's also
he loves handies off the field.
Yeah, but does Watson have an MVP?
He was in the conversation the 1 year.
He does not have an MVP.
No.
The answer is no. And Lamar Jackson does. I'm not saying
Okay.
that's a be all tell all because guys like who might be.
All right, Tyler.
Go ahead.
2-minute drill.
Oh, here we go.
30-yard line on your own 30-yard line. Who do you want making every throw?
Your own 30?
Yes. Would you trust Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson to drive you down the field with passes because you have no timeouts?
Does it have to be passes or can it be a drop back?
You have no timeouts. You have no timeouts, and you have 45 seconds on your own 30.
I mean, honestly, just because I know what I'm getting, I'm taking Lamar Jackson.
I don't
know. I don't know what I'm getting with Deshaun Watson. I don't know enough about
Tyler,
him. I don't even think he was worthy of what he got when he left the Texans. Like, he was okay, but were the Texans really that good?
No.
Right, that's my point. So he didn't do much.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I'm taking Lamar Jackson because I at least know what I'm getting. I think Deshaun Watson is a complete wild card.
I wouldn't say complete wild card. That's a bit of a like.
Let's see what happens.
We got too much. We got way too much into the free agency thing. So we weren't.
on only one person. So
yeah.
So
it's a big one right now, though. You know what I mean? Like, at least we touched on it. There's obviously other things going to happen, but
it is.
Do you guys real quick? Last question, unless you guys have other things, real quick. Best quarterback to come out of this draft class that'll have the best NFL career. Are we looking at Richardson? Are we looking at Levis? Are we looking at Stroud? Are we looking at Young? Who's going to have the best NFL career out of those four?
You said Levis,
Richardson, Stroud, or Young?
It's going to be C.J. Stroud.
Whoa. Trent? Do you have any reason, Trey, or are you just saying it?
Yeah, I do. I think. I mean, he can throw the ball. Absolutely. I mean, at least in the college level, he could. I think he's got a build for the NFL. I think he's got the footwork for the NFL. You know who he reminds me of is Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, hopefully he stays out of
I think he's smart.
Allegedly.
What?
Said hopefully he stays out of massage rooms, allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. Or else his career won't end too happily.
Ooh. Not happily ending after. I mean, sorry.
I think Richardson is a poor man's Justin Fields with a worse arm.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of hype right now, and I'm not. Florida wasn't that good this year.
He's a ton of hype because he's athletic and he's fun to watch, but that doesn't translate into an NFL career.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think Bryce Young is going to be like Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I think C.J. Stroud has the size, the arm, the mobility, and the brain to, I think, have the longevity and the best career in the NFL.
I just always look at where the guys come out of and where the successful quarterbacks come out of college-wise. And Ohio State and Alabama are not the greatest of letting quarterbacks come out and be successful in the NFL. That's just my own opinion. I just think that they're always hyped. They do well on pro days. I don't know. I don't see a lot of quarterbacks coming from those two universities that come out in the NFL and translates. And, by no fault of, anybody else, but like I just don't see it translating. I don't know. I don't know enough about Levis to say that, he's going to be the dude. I know that
I think he's a less talented Josh Allen.
Well, and I know, yeah. I know that recent pictures show that the dude is jacked out of his mind. I don't know if you guys saw those compare contrast things from about 9 months. Dude, the dude is shredded, but I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see. I don't necessarily. I don't mind Trey's C.J. Stroud pick. Just in the sense of body type, pocket presence kind of thing. The dude has a build for the NFL. So I mean, I could see that happening. I could also see Levis, kind of blowing up a little bit too. So, Trent, do you have any thoughts on that?
Are you saying first year or first 5 years?
I just say career. Like, who's going to be
Okay.
longevity?
Then I'm gonna say other.
Other.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Who's
like
the other?
anybody.
Do you have any specifics or?
Yeah, 100% I do.
Who?
Hendon Hooker.
Ooh, wow, Trent.
Good call.
That's great.
Good call.
Yeah.
Great call.
I think he's off the board. He's off the board in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, and I know he's also rising too, because they said he's also interviewing very well.
Yeah.
25 years old, guys. He's mature.
Maturity.
He's been through a lot in a lot of different scenarios with a lot of great football minds, and I think he's composed. He even threw a little bit today.
Damn, Trent, I'm
not live, but Hendon Hooker.
I'm jealous of that answer.
Dude, I was just gonna say I'm so mad.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at you for that because that's such a good answer, and I think I might jump on the bandwagon too, especially.
Look at this.
Dude,
all aboard.
and hey,
No, I'm still sticking with CJ.
You can stick with that dude, but especially as a Volunteers fan, that guy is just awesome.
Yeah.
Personality, athleticism, leadership. I mean, yeah, that's a great call. Great call. And I agree. I think he'll go earlier than expected. I
don't think he'll go first 2 rounds.
was gonna say second or third. And I think the only question is gonna be injury.
It's my bold prediction, Trey, because I think it's going to go to a team that has somebody in place already, but on their way out, and he's going to get to sit, completely rehab his knee, learn the offense, and then he steps right in, and it's what you want. It's what you want right now in the NFL is a guy that can throw, but also has the ability to extend plays with his legs.
You know where he could
What
go?
you want?
Oh, you know where he could go?
Where?
Go ahead. Give me your team, and I'll tell you my team.
It's a place that I hate. It's a place that I'd hate to see him go, actually.
Go ahead.
Seattle.
Oh gosh, don't say that.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh man.
But I could see it.
As an
But that
Irish fan, I hate
situation-
that sound.
That's
Trey?
what I mean.
Where would you say Hendon Hooker would end up?
Talking to me?
Yeah, your name's Trey, right?
Yeah, I would say the New England Patriots.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I don't see that happening at all.
I think they draft him earlier than what people think.
Well, no,
And I think they trade Mac Jones for a lot.
Wow. To who? Well, let's save that for draft night.
We will. We'll save some of this here, but I'm gonna say Hendon Hooker goes to the Saints
Oh.
That's not a bad pick.
behind
not
Derek
bad.
Carr for a year or two. Let him heal. Let him learn.
Yeah.
Saints like big time ball. You know what I mean? They have potential. Some wide receivers. They got some athletes there. So
What's going to happen with
I don't
Alvin Kamara this year?
I don't know, but I also don't think that Dennis Allen makes it through this season.
Why?
I agree.
He's got DC leading the offense this year, boys.
Oh my goodness.
He'll be good for a couple fumbles in the pocket or right by the goal line. Don't worry.
You do obviously remember Derek Carr with Dennis Allen as his head coach for Oakland at the time.
No, I know he did it. And they were awful.
I just don't see. I don't see how this is going to happen again. He was terrible.
It's bad. Yeah.
That's why I said I don't see Dennis Allen being the head coach by the end of the season.
Let's save some of the NFL talk for next week as we reflect on March Madness and the national championship. We'll have a little bit more to speak about.
Wait. Ooh.
Le'Veon
Le'Veon Bell.
tweeting at Lamar.
Get yours, bro. You deserve it 100. Seen it all firsthand. Uh-oh. Good call, Trent.
There you go. Just like that Hendon Hooker, you watch out.
That's so weird. That's so weird that he tweeted
That
that.
is weird, man. Especially that's the top one they're talking about here on NFL.
Literally just comparing the two.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
Hey, I think Trent's right. Let's wrap it up and let's dive deep into football next week after we recap the tournament and stuff.
Dude, this podcast must be onto something here.
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm
Anyway.
just saying. Must be up to something.
And past 2 episodes we recorded 3-0 nights. Just saying.
Boom.
Hey.
So same time tomorrow, guys.
Hey, I was just saying, let's record every night. Yeah.
Hey, keep listening. Appreciate all the support, everybody. Again, Bearded Baker Banter. All right, we've been recording a lot on Wednesday nights. We'll post them Wednesday nights or Thursday nights. Keep checking us out. Let us know. Check our Twitter out, at Bearded Baker Bet. And check our website
Tweet
out.
Tweet at us. Please tell us what you want to hear more of, topics you want to talk about or want us to talk about and stuff like that, because basketball season wrapping up. Baseball can get kind of redundant, you know what I mean, with 162 games. But, yeah, we like to keep it fresh. Here's some comments, concerns, suggestions, everything.
Moving forward here, too, we are looking at the possibility of bringing some guests on here. So if you'd like to be a guest, if you know a guest, all right, let us know. Shoot us a tweet at Bearded Baker Bet, and check our website out, beardedbakerbrothers.com. All right, have a great night, everybody.
See you guys.
See you.